Okay, I think I see like a little squirrel over there, like underneath the light post. Um, it's currently 7:19 p.m. It's pretty. It's much later in the day. It's not like it's morning or afternoon. It's evening. But I just got out of work and I just went straight to the nature preserve. Again, I haven't walked in these woods in a while. It's been quite a bit, and I'm honestly excited to come back into these woods as soon as I possibly can. I've just been going for walks like around the town, but I generally do miss being in the woods. You know, a few days ago, I had recorded that video where I had talked about how I literally had just come back from a date, and then it's kind of funny. Like, I don't know what kind of guy I am to record a video right after a date, kind of talking about it, and then talking about love and how there needs to be a strong foundational base for love between two people. Otherwise, it just collapses. I don't know what that says about me, but um, honestly, I think I was looking at my notes and I was looking at different things I could talk about because as I've stated previously in other videos, like any idea that I get in terms of something that I would like to talk about, I don't always jot it down in my notes app, but I do. When I do jot it down, I just kind of like come out here and I'll go through the list. Or what tends to happen is the same day that I think it is also the same time that I go out and record it, and then I just kind of get it out the way. But I was looking at my notes and I was kind of scrolling through and I was trying to see which one I resonated with the most today. And after the kind of day that I had today at work, I think the one that I definitely resonate the most with is just two words, kind of three if you want to, yeah, maybe three words. Prioritize yourself. And maybe that may sound like a selfish thing, but just as anything, it can come into light in different ways. Maybe it can even go into the dark in different ways. But point is, there was a post that I had read like a few days ago or like a few weeks ago about late stage capitalism. And I'm not too well versed with these terms. I'm not too well versed with a lot of these things. And I more so kind of experience it and later then realize that like, oh, so this is what people call it. My understanding of late stage capitalism is sort of like, I work a retail job and I'm basically standing on my feet all day. And the corporation that I'm working for, they're making billions of dollars. And I'm over here literally pretending all day, talking to real people about what are you going to consume today, like this and that. And it's just like, man, I love, like, don't get me wrong. I love dealing with people, especially elderly people. They have like a sweet spot in my mind. People, I don't know the proper term to use, but those who have like Down syndrome, they genuinely have a sweet spot in my heart because these are the kind of people that, like, they're just, there's a sense of not all elderly people are innocent, and maybe you can say the same about people with Down syndrome. I don't maybe that sounds crazy. There's just, in most cases though, these people are genuinely some of the most innocent people, and in the same way that you came into this earth, I'd imagine that on the way out of this earth, that sense of innocence kind of comes back into you. They're fragile people. They need assistance and this and that, and those kinds of experiences. And I know that I'll eventually get there myself, God willingly, if I get to that point in my life. If I make it that far, I'm also gonna retrieve back into a more innocent state, a more fragile state, a more like a state of just needing that support, needing that assistance. But they have a sweet spot in my heart is what I'm trying to say. So today, the kind of day that I just had overall was draining. It was just tiring. And I think it's important to reflect on these kinds of days because it generally did feel like I was getting my ass fucking beat. Just, like, take that shit, that sounds kind of crazy. Pause. But it just means like genuinely all throughout today, it was like a 9 hour shift. And I was just like, it was just, sometimes it was just nonstop, like back to back to back to back. And I feel it. I feel it. Like I genuinely feel drained. Like I feel so tired over work that doesn't make me really feel any better. Like it's not work that I'm necessarily proud of. It's not work that it's just making another rich man already richer. You know what I'm saying? It's making rich people already richer. It's like how much more can you take from the fruits of the labor that me and my peers produce? You know what I'm saying? And of course, you can be like, oh, like, well, you know, these corporations, they created it, they deserve this and that, and it's just like, okay, maybe I can understand that perspective, but like the way that it costs the energy and just the overall what fuels us, like the fact that I look at some of my peers and I see them just drained, just emotionally, spiritually, physically drained, to the point where sometimes they'll shed a few tears or cry, or they just can't take it. Maybe they've used all their sick time, and they can't use any more, so they actually have to go in today, or maybe they have to request some time off to just focus on their mental health and kind of just go back into life. It's like sometimes I really do wonder why the world has to be this way. Like, of course we all have our utopian image of what a world could be like, and obviously none of what we see around us really fits into that at all. It's like, why do so many people have to suffer at the result, or for the reason of whoever's at the top of the food chain, so that they can feel great or whatever. It's just like, damn. And honestly, when I come out and record these videos, I don't know if I necessarily want to say or think that it's my escape from the non-ideal world that I'm currently living in. It's more so like an outlet. I guess maybe it could be an escape or something like that. But again, I've stated in these other videos too that I generally just don't see, I don't have an expectation as to where these videos can take me or whatever. I just come out here and do them because at some point it just became so natural for me to feel this way. Like it became so apparent to me that I needed to come out here. Like I remember the day that I went to go buy the equipment, which is I have like a transmitter and receiver as for a microphone that's connected into my phone and then clipped onto my shirt that you can't see. But in these earlier videos, like the ones that I was recording in the beginning, you did see the microphone. I just kind of like familiarized myself with like the configurations of the system, and I was like, oh, if I raise the gain up, my voice can be recorded a lot more clearer, and I don't have to have the microphone so close to my mouth or whatever. So the point is that when I went out there to purchase those items, I did it, I did it alongside with my mom. I asked my mom, I was like, could you come out here like with me and get these stuff? And honestly, like I'm glad that I brought my mom along on that trip because, maybe it sounds crazy or selfish, but I remember when I told her that we were going out, literally as we were walking towards my car, and I told her in Spanish that this was the beginning of this journey of impacting millions of lives. What that means, I don't know. Like, is that an expectation that I set up for myself, or was that just me like trying to manifest something? I don't know. But genuinely, I have to come out here and do this, because if I were to just have finished my 9-hour shift today at work, and then just got back home and then just straight up just chilled. And if I had done that, like, don't get me wrong, like some days maybe I'm really tired and I just need to go back home. But like, let's say every day was me just going to work and then me coming back home, going to sleep, waking up, repeat. It's just like, am I even a real human at that point anymore? That's a real question. Like, am I even a real human anymore for doing what I'm doing right now, for allowing me to be like this? Like, we need to prioritize ourselves in a space, in a world that prioritizing yourself kind of like maybe looks taboo or something like that in corporate America. It's like, prioritize yourself. No, go to fucking work. Like, there was this one video that I came across on Instagram of some dude. He runs this, like, I only briefly looked through it, but I saw some of the comments and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, with some people, it's generally, oh, there's a whole, what is that? That's a whole turkey. I don't know if you caught that in the back of the video, but there's a whole turkey literally walking across the parking lot that I'm parked in right now. It's like a really big turkey too. I didn't even know turkeys were around over here, to be honest. That kind of like I've seen them before, like in the past several weeks, but this is the first time I see one so close, and it's just like there's turkeys around here, and there's a squirrel right over there just running across. They live such entirely different lives than we do, straight up. But whatever. Point is that oh my god, it's literally running across the street, and I was running up the hill. That's funny. My bad. So there was a Instagram reel that I came across several days ago, and it was some guy like skateboarding, and the caption like briefly talked about how he was thankful for people supporting, or he was like, oh, anyone that wants to support, thank you. Like he had a baby in a stroller, and then he like did some skateboard trick off of like the ramp, and then like went down the street or something like that. And the first few comments were literally, and like thousands of likes on those comments too, by the way. It was like, man, like basically like the people were telling him to like shut up and go get a job, pretty much, you know, like go get a job, like, man, you old, like what are you doing with your life, blah blah blah. And it's just like I can't believe, like I seriously do believe that those kinds of people that comment something like that or like that comment they must be brainwashed or something, because it's just like, no, let this man do what he wants to do. Let this man become who he wants to become. You know, I genuinely do advocate, and I'm big on this in particular. Like, go out there and pursue your dreams. Pursue something that you love, because that's you setting up the foundation for, at least, like, let's say, like, straight up, let's say with these videos that I'm recording, I have no expectation for them. I don't care where these fucking videos land or not. Like, if people are watching them or not, I don't care, because I'll come back home and I'll watch this stuff, and I'll feel pretty happy about what I've done, because I'll listen to this, I share them with my friends, I've shared them with certain people, and they give me positive feedback, you know, like genuinely the things that they have said and the support, their ideas, what they've shared with me has genuinely impacted me in a way that it's been like, okay, so people like this, you know, the people nearby me, they like this, and I'm going to continue coming out here to do this, because the whole reason I started this was because I felt it. It felt more real than me going out there and being like, oh yeah, so you're interested in buying this, okay, cool, oh, let me take your card, okay, boom, you just paid $1,000 or something like that for this product or whatever. It's just like, there's nothing human in that. There's literally nothing human in that. So when I was reading these comments about this dude who's genuinely just trying to provide for his daughter and this and that, and people are like, shut up and go get a job, like you're an old, like you know, you're in your 30s or 40s, like begging people online for money or whatever. It's just like, chill, bruh, chill. Literally just chill out. Like, are you really that brainwashed to think that this man, because he doesn't want to have a job, you think he's crazy? You think he's fucked up, messed up? Like, you think he's lost or something like that? No, he's finding his way in this crazy, bizarre world that we live in. So genuinely prioritize yourself, because if you're just gonna like literally just kneel down to corporate America, or kneel down to any sort of corporation, or kneel down to anything that is overpowering the masses, it's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're literally, you're a part of their army. You're like one of their soldiers. Like, you're literally like so brainwashed to the point that it's just like, are you human? Like, are you human, or were you designed by these fools at the top that literally strive off feeding from the poor, feeding from people that are literally living check to check, like they just, that's just their way of having to live because of the way that the world is set up. And you think that someone out there trying to go pursue their dreams is lost, beyond lost? Like, you think that there's no hope for them? They're out here actually trying to create something. What are you doing? You're just following, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, and I'm trying not to, like, not trying, but I don't want that to come from a place of like, oh, I hate those people or whatever. It's just more like, it's just bizarre to me, because it's just like, no, genuinely, I do believe in someone doing what they aspire to do, aspire to become. That's the most beautiful thing that I think a human can do, because they've now set themselves on a journey that is really meant for them. They're going to carve out their path the same way that I aspire that for myself. I'm going to carve out my path, and I'm not going to, of course I have to abide by the way that the world works at this moment, just because, you know, like, I'm in a car, I have to go buy stuff too. I couldn't be making these videos without an iPhone. I couldn't be making these videos without the transmitter or microphone that I have, or the small pieces of equipment that I bought. Like, of course, some things are like, it's just like I'm not completely disregarding everything, but I seriously don't think that there's anything wrong with somebody completely just disregarding the way that society deems certain things for the sake of their pursuit of their dreams and their goals. If someone is doing that, kudos to them, shout out to them. And I would genuinely aspire that for the entire world, everybody, to go out there and do what they love to do. There's nothing wrong. I don't know where it's coming from. When I read those comments, I was like, oh, hold up now. Like, I don't know. It just seemed a little too bizarre for me. So prioritize yourself, and whatever that means to you. Like, prioritizing yourself doesn't have to sound like a selfish thing. I'm genuinely just saying, prioritize the things that you love, the people that you love, the love that you hold for whatever it is that you love. Go out there and create, go out there and do. It's kind of sad to see like what's going on out there with certain people, with what they say and things like that. I sometimes wonder if like the comments that I read that night or whatever that reel was that I saw, like, are those real people or are those bot accounts just like spamming hate? Like, is that a part of the system? I don't know. It's hard to tell nowadays, especially with AI. It's just becoming like absolutely ridiculous to be able to distinguish the reality, the truth, from what's fake. Like, in the online world, it's just like it's not what it used to be at all. And I mean, I know that the online world, like the internet, that came out in like the 90s or something like that. But genuinely, man, it is so hard to distinguish from what's real and what's fake. Like, I scrolled through my reels and someone I saw some like reels a few days ago about like a news reporter like literally talking, and then she was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm fake. I'm sorry, the video looked extremely real. Like, a part of me was able to tell, like, oh yeah, this is like an AI video. But it was like, damn, like, you showed this to somebody who's like in their 30s or 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond. It's just like they wouldn't even be able to tell. They would think that this is like a live like recording, like from the actual like TV station. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just getting really bizarre. And I read some comments and some people were genuinely concerned, like, why are we doing this to ourselves? Like, what is actually happening? It's just getting more bizarre and bizarre and bizarre as time just goes on. And I imagine it's probably just going to keep going that way. I saw like a video of Terrence McKenna talking about this and his predictions for the coming years, and he couldn't have been more right. Like, it's just like the world is just getting more bizarre. And it seems like the more bizarre it gets, the more that I hope that, some sort of change is going to happen where, something needs to change. I don't know what that change is going to look like or what's needed, but I just know that for myself, me coming out here and doing something that I love is a step in the right direction for me. And if this video finds anyone, an audience, that people find themselves resonating with this message, beautiful. If not, I know that I'm still resonating with what I'm releasing because it's coming out of me naturally. It's coming out of a place that I feel glad about, So I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. And I want to continue to progress. I want to continue to just evolve and just take on healthier habits and things like that. Some days I'm going to get knocked down. Some days I'm going to feel like I don't want to do this. Some days I'm going to feel like, okay, I'm ready to tap out, but just, there's going to also be the days of the very opposite of everything I just said. There's going to be some days where I'm going to be feeling so good about me coming out here and doing this, and not giving up and continuing and can just keep on going, So I just rambled a whole bunch, but I mean everything I said, and there's always space for more. So I'll catch you in the next video. Now go enjoy your life. And I really do mean that. That's it.